Hello everyone, bear with me on this. See over there, polystyrene. It's been blowing up and down that side of the road all morning. Oh, there's a bit just blown up in front of our window here, it's whizzing around. There it goes, I don't know if you've seen it. Right, thing is, people are walking past that and just ignoring it. Just totally ignoring it. I wouldn't ignore it, but I can't get over there to get to it, and I can't carry it, I can't bend down, pick it up and all that crap, right? But able-bodied people everywhere are just ignoring that in particular. The whole estate is littering places. In fact, the whole world has. But with this one, see, last week our garden, well, grass here, was covered in it. It wasn't that particular piece, it was that stuff that falls apart into little balls. And I end up having to pick it all up with what I call a nip-nip, grabber. What is getting me is that I'm not proud to be British. I mean, people are so self-centred and arrogant, so stupid and arrogant. They just don't want to know when truth is shown to them. They'd rather believe what mainstream tell them, the lies. Now, the one that's bugging me at the moment is this Epstein case over in America. Now, what bothers me about that is the UK police. The UK police are refusing to interview Prince Andrew because he's got diplomatic immunity, blah 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 blah, all that shit. But is involved with child abusers on a massive scale. Now, these, if it was us, we'd be hauled in there and up in court and have shit kicked out of us, blah blah blah. Generally they let people off. I mean, over in Cumbria there was a guy who murdered his babby and he got let off virtually. The abuse and the assault and everything, and they let him off. He got next to sod all for it. Should have been chemically castrated and, well, made to suffer like he did with like the babby did. But Prince Andrew there, the police are refusing to do anything about it. Now, for the sake of the kids, how can they trust the police? The police are terrorists to kids, aren't they then? The police are also incompetent, they're also immoral, they're also cowards when it comes to that. They made an oath to the Queen to protect the royal family and whatever, but the Queen broke her coronation oath by decreeing that, I think the Roman Catholic Church it was, are allowed to do their own investigations into paedophilia within the Roman Catholic Church in England. Now she's broken her coronation oath to the people to protect the people, especially the children. But the police are protecting the royalty, diplomatic immunity. The pedos, it's politicians as well. Theresa May, before she was Prime Minister, was Home Secretary. And she lost permanently all the parliamentary paedophile records of all the people in Parliament who are bent to hell. The police won't do anything about it, but they'll intimidate the ordinary person on the street. Bullies, basically, bullies. Now, last year, I think it was, we went to Newcastle Station and there was armed police there with automatic weapons, automatic rifles. No, not exactly rifles, automatic guns anyway. Big bloody things. That was to protect us from the terrorist threat. Now, you know something? They had the ones with the guns. I wasn't. We weren't. Now, to us, they're the fucking terrorists, aren't they? The police. So the police are incompetent. The police are terrorists. They've no balls for doing what is right in this country. And the English people, this is what is so sickening, just blatantly accept it and don't give a shit about what happened to those kids. and what's still happening to children because of the people who are running the show, who are bent as fuck, and they're killing people. They're killing kids, they're doing all sorts, they're doing sacrifices. I'll even go as far as say eating kids. They're satanic, they're sick. You'd have to look into it yourself. I'm not going into all those details. But either way, it has to stop, and the British people are so bloody oblivious to it, all so stuck up in their own sodding arses, that, oh, it doesn't affect us, we're not doing out about that. I'm sorry, it does affect you. Like the chemtrails in the sky. Like the frequencies in the sky. They're controlling the weather. They openly admit it, but you're in denial about it. There is so much. 5G is a weapon, and yet the UK government have recently, in the last day or so, said that they're going to roll it out across England, across the UK. It's a weapon system, and they'll make us pay for it by saying, oh, well, you have to buy this, you have to buy that, it's smart this, it's smart that. It gives you faster internet, it does all this. Yes, it's a weapon system. People need to refer to Mark Steele from Gateshead, and stopthecrime.net, geoengineeringwatch.org. These are organisations who tell the bloody truth. And I see that's blowing over there, it'll end up in somebody's garden and it'll probably just get left there. So I'm not proud to be British, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to be British. In fact, I'd go as far as say, I'm ashamed to be fucking human. Because it's not just over here, it's worldwide. You know, what kind of a bloody species are we that we just turn away from things that are going on that are hurting kids and whatever? But if you hear a pedo down the road, he'll be pulled, hopefully. But they won't do it with royalty, they won't do it with politicians, they won't do it, well, they do it with actors and actresses and all that shit, but they have to be pushed into it, I bet. So, it's the same with the military. When are they going to wake up and realise that they're causing the problem? When they're spraying the skies, when they're using all these weapons, sonic weapons, you know, directed energy weapons and whatever, somebody can do that on their family. So in fact, with chemtrails, somebody probably is. When the fuck are people going to wake up? This is getting stupid. We're trying to tell people the truth. We don't want you to believe us. We want you to look into it yourselves. And make your own mind up. Because the only people you believe are yourselves. There's only a few people that actually give a damn. I'm happy to say I know a few of them. And I respect them. The one I don't respect is Piers Corbyn, Jeremy Corbyn's brother. You know, I thought, really intelligent guy, he comes out with a load of good stuff about the weather and whatever. But then he came out with a few videos where he was saying that the weather is not controlled by us. It's natural, we're not controlling the weather. And yet there's all these CEOs from firms coming out about the frequencies, saying what they're doing to the weather. There's companies that will give you a guaranteed clear day on your wedding day as long as you pay for it. There's the military not bothering about the other planes that are spraying us. In fact, the USAF spray us themselves. All these airliners are kitted out to be spraying things like aluminium, strontium, barium, and even lithium and cadmium, and God knows only what else. I mean, on the 27th we had an aircraft went over, 1602. I've just posted a video on it actually. An aircraft went over belonging to, how was it pronounced? Something like Jianghe Group. It's BV, Brovi Chemicals. It's a Chinese company. It went up directly over our house. It took off from Doncaster, Sheffield. It's a joint airport. It took off, it came over here, climbing to 41,000 feet, and it sprayed the shit out of us with chemicals. But nobody noticed it, except me, with the sound of it. I think that's about all. And how many listen to what I say about it? About, be a handful maybe, if that. You don't get into double fingers on the subject, you know. So, it's getting too late. I mean, people are stupid. I am as well. There's things I don't understand, but I'm trying to find out. I'm looking into things. Now, generally, people need to do that, and we need to start looking out for each other. instead of all this one against the other, this divide and conquer thing that they've got on us. We need to get rid of these corrupt governments. The military, we need the military on our side. These lads and lasses in the military really need to wake up. We need the police on our side. I mean, my brother's a cop. He's got morals. He's a good lad. A lot of them are great people. Individually, they're great people. A lot of them are. I've met one or two bastards, like. But generally, they're good people. But they're not awake. And they're not doing what's right. Morally, ethically, whatever. It has to stop. It really does have to stop. And like I say, that polystyrene over there, that's no compared to what was on our garden last week. It looks pretty clear now, but I picked another piece up out of the back garden just earlier this morning. Our bin was full with it. We couldn't fit any more in the wheelie bin. This is what's going on. I mean, even if it's just a litter pick or whatever, people could pick it up and shove it in the bloody bins. You know, we've got our bins out front. They can use that if they want. I just can't pick it up myself. But they just walk past it. That silver car there, I don't know names, I'm not interested in names, I'm not interested in giving away personal details. But a woman got out of it before, and at the time that polystyrene was right next to her door, just totally ignored it. You know, this is how crazy the world is getting, and you know, I've no intention of dying anytime soon. I've no death wish, but I'll tell you something, when I've gone, I do not want to be reincarnated. I do not want to come back to this shit. It's so corrupt. It wasn't made like this. The earth is flat. Just look for yourselves. It's not a crazy thing. You can ridicule it all you want, but I'm telling you, the joke is on you. Look. Look before you leap, sort of thing, you know. We're not on a spinning ball hurtling through the vastness of sod all, holding a load of water towards the earth with gravity. The sky's full of fucking water. That isn't coming down quick. Butterflies can take off. Birds can take off. Yeah, aerodynamics, blah, 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 blah. Stop listening to mainstream. Stop listening to scientists. Stop listening to the governments. They're all in on it. Even with the doctors. That'll stay on that garden, you know. It'll be there all bloody day, if not longer. The doctors, they're just drug dealers, legalised drug dealers. They work for Big Pharma. And there's so much extra towards... Oh, there's some more floating down the road here. There's so much more to it with that coronavirus and other viruses. I believe the CDC in America have a patent out on the coronavirus. But it's all about selling the vaccines. It costs a fortune. And we're the suckers that pay for it, the people on the streets. In China, God bless them. I mean, I'm not religious, but we're under a dome, so somebody created this place. You know, there's a God as such in that respect. One that's up there, and that's it. I don't believe any man-made religions. I won't go that far. It's just a matter of somebody had to create it, and we're destroying it. If not, just by pure bloody ignorance. And I'm going to switch to the sky now because there's something floating by up there. Just see what you think of that. You see it? Maybe not. It's just possibly a chem, but it's hard to see now. The clouds are moving that fast. But how many people look up at the sky? No, they've got a smartphone. Smart, hang on, I always get this wrong. Secret military armaments, and I don't know if it's reconnaissance or it's technology, research technology, it's something like that. Mark Steele comes out with it better, he knows better, he worked on the shit. And 5G, the fitting in the lamps, and the LED street lamps, will just go up to a standard one here. Now that and up there, no wrong with it. As far as I can tell, it's LED, which gives off blue light, which is hazardous. It affects your retinas, it blinds you. Prolonged exposure. but they're fitting 5G transmitters and equipment into them. Mark Steele dissected one of them, and there's 400, I think it was 400 and odd volt parts in it. LEDs don't run from 400 and odd volts. So, come on people, wake the hell up. You really need to. Doesn't affect you directly. Yes, it does, I'm afraid. I mean, most of us, a lot of us have children, and they don't deserve this. This is what we're leaving for them. When they get older, they'll say, well, our parents did fuck all to help us. Well, exactly. We're doing fuck all to help them. We're part of the problem. Now, this is quite a long video, and I need a brew. I've covered most of what we're thinking. It's just been winding me up, so I figured I'd better do something. And seeing that polystyrene sort of put a few things in context. We've been chemmed and frequenced. There's been frequencies this morning. I've photographed them. I'll do them separate. But this one is just a general video. We are doing some good, even if it's just one person wakes up every so often, but that one person isn't enough. We need everybody waking up. Everybody. We need to stop these governments. We need to get rid of these governments. We need a universal government, not a new world order. A universal government for each country that works for all of us. One that's made up of all people. And one that actually works for the people, not for themselves or their own bank accounts. The elites have to go. They have to be brought down. They have to be taken down permanently. The police need to snap out of it and start doing what's right. The military need to start doing what's right. Instead of killing people, innocent people, in wars that don't exist. Man-made wars, because, you know, it's entertainment for the elites. That's all it is. You know, they're playing war games, and it's our kids and whatever who are going out there and dying for them. They don't give a shit. Do they give a shit? They don't give a damn in the slightest that ordinary people are being signed up and dying. And bombing innocent people abroad in countries we've never even heard of half the time. And looking deeper into it, I think you'll find there's a connection with Israel in every single country. I think it's the children of Israel side of it out the Old Testament, the people who think we should all be destroyed, and they still believe it, because we're heathens to them, and idol worshippers. So it needs sorting. It has to stop. Anyway, thank you for for watching this. I don't suppose you got this far, but anyway, cloud-wise, we've been filled in. So doubtful sunset, unless they use frequencies to get rid of it all. I don't know, but they're controlling it anyway. I don't know how much of that's natural, but it's definitely not 100%. Anyway, all the best. Thanks for being here, and take care. And plod on. You're waking people up slowly, very slowly. They all count. It's just we need the police and the military to wake up and be on the side of their own families, instead of these pedos that are running the show. And thank you. All the best. Bye.